Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Made with Love. My name is Heather and today I've got another very quick and easy Valentine craft. So I got this Love wood plaque. It's crafted square, so it's from Dollar Tree. So it's either $1.25 or $1.50. It seems to be $1.50, seems to be their new price. So I'm not quite sure which items I bought were $1.25 and which ones were $1.50, so it was one of those two. And I've got a pack of napkins here. I got these ones. I bought these last year for Valentine's Day, so they got the little hearts on them. I got this pack from Dollarama for $1.25. And I believe these might be, yes, these are a pack of 3-ply. And then I did open them up because I wanted to use these ones. And I'm going to say I don't like I like that it's fully patterned, which I do like, but when I open up the one to the next, you get these weird shapes where the hearts are partial on one side and then the way they open up, like where the seams are. So I will be actually cutting my napkin into 4 and piecing the 4 pieces on here just so I don't get a funny, like is this white here? It just, I don't know, it just doesn't look quite right. I mean, it's okay, or even this way, you can notice it more like here and here, you get these funny square looking hearts, or instead of hearts, they're like these funny square looking shapes. So I will be cutting that into 4s, and I'll be using the Mod Podge, and of course I'm going to be using this little lighter here just to finish it off to make it go really fast. So this is a very simple, oops, the camera is tipping. So again, this is a very simple, easy project, and I just realized I forgot to grab a paintbrush. Oops. Nope, not that one. Can't seem to find my big fat paintbrushes that I like to use when I do Mod Podge. I don't know where they are. So I've been clearing out everything, so I thought they were... No, okay, I've got this one. This one will have to do. First thing first is, of course, separating all the layers. Sometimes I can do this in one easy. Sometimes it takes a few moments. Let's see. I have tried so many different techniques, but what I find is the ones from the dollar store are, mine seem to be kind of like embossed like this, and I always find that makes it so much harder to get it started sometimes. I always just wonder if that's why those people who do decoupage buying theirs online, if they're easy for them to tear apart, because I don't see them having these little dots all over their napkins. Okay. But that was pretty easy to get this one apart. I just want to make sure that I do have 2 plies here. I've got 2 white plies, which I do save these for other things. I will actually use the decoupaging with white napkins if I needed a different background. And I believe one napkin is going to work for me, but because of the way that this had this pattern, I'm going to just cut this. I'm not cutting it very neat because I know I'm not going to need a lot of this napkin, because I know half of the napkin will actually, cover this board. But I just want to get this cut into these pieces just so I can play around with the way that these get laid out on here. There, so I got that cut. But I'm going to take this out. Like I said, it's a very simple, easy project. It's not going to take any time at all. I'm going to grab my glass board here because I don't want to get Mod Podge on this one. It's harder to get the Mod Podge off. Now, I have done this once before with the was it glue stick, and I will say it was fast with the glue stick, but I prefer the Mod Podge just because I like it. It stuck better. I know this does take a little longer when I want to do a bigger project. Now, finding this technique, I said it's going to make some of my decoupaging stuff going faster. Now I'm going to do this one with the napkins. Now I still, even doing this a couple different times, I still prefer the look that I get when I use the scrapbook paper versus the napkins. I don't know, there's just something about when you have a way that you've always done it, you prefer the look. I guess that's it. I guess it's just, I'm used to a certain look. That's the kind of look I like. I like the clean lines. Now, I know this is going to start to dry before I get my whole layer of glue on here. That's okay. I'm almost out of Mod Podge, so I'm going to have to go get some pretty soon. I buy mine from, I think Walmart is the best price for where I live. I think it's about just under $15 for this amount. I think they might sell a larger size, so next time I'm there I will double check, but this seems to last me a couple years, so I'll probably just stick with this size for now. I would buy a bigger size if I knew I do more crafting, but for now this seems to be the right size for me. If you don't do a lot of crafting, or if you just want to begin just one project, the dollar store sells the tiny little ones for around $1. Okay, so now I'm just going to layer these on here. It's not going to go right to the edge. That's okay. I'll have to piece these together. Oops. I'm just going to cut this one in half. I'm just going to stick this here. All I'm doing is just trying to piece these together kind of where I think they need to go. A little more glue here. I see it's not sticking. I don't want to press it too hard. Just want it to mostly stick. Just going to cut another little strip, this one here, and just place it right here. And I need another little strip right here where there isn't any. Like I said, I'm just going to piece this together. I know it looks a little funny, but I think it's going to, when I do the lighter thing in the garage, I think it's going to work perfect anyways. I'm just going to stick this on here, like that. Except this is not sticky here, so I said parts of my glue was starting to dry. So I'm just going to put some more glue down. Now I think it's all glued down where I need it to be glued down. And I'm just going to grab the scissors and I'm just going to trim off some of this excess stuff. up here, tried up here too. This was my first spots. See, I haven't done Mod Podge for a little while, and I just kind of separates. Now I've got it all glued down. I'm just gonna fix this because this is. I was gonna go to the garage, but I'm just gonna do this here so you can see how quick and easy this works. Oops. Except it wasn't glued down right there, and it just, flame just kind of did the V and took off down here and took a little spot out of there. It does happen. But I just love how fast it goes. There we go. It is done. I've got, like I said, I've got a couple spots where I will just do a quick little light touch up. So I'm just going to show you how I fix those little spots that got kind of damaged, because that happened on my last one too. So I'm just going to put some more glue right down right where I need to put it. And just put a strip right across here. And this one here was, let's just lift it up. So I'm just going to put a little more glue there, and there's this little spot here too where it kind of took it off. It's just a very simple little fix. Okay, my camera just stopped on me, so I'm not sure where it stopped recording, but like I said, I'm just going to coat the whole thing with Mod Podge, and you can see it in real time and how fast and easy this project is to do. So there we go. I made a quick and easy decoupage Valentine sign from dollar store items, and just the napkins, this little wood frame, or this little wood cutout plaque, I mean, and the Mod Podge and the lighter. Just have this all done. Like I said, I'm just trying to get all my brush strokes going up and down. So if any of my brush strokes are visible when it dries, they're all going the same way. And because my Mod Podge was still wet when I did the lighter thing, I am getting this really interesting texture in here, which I do like, because sometimes doing some of this stuff, you lose texture. But I like having projects that end up having a little bit of texture in them. So there we go. There is my Valentine sign. I'll be back because I do want you to see this. I don't want this to be cut out like this at the back. So I'm going to get a different piece of contrasting scrapbook paper because I think I'd like the letters to really stand out. I think I'll put it in like a really dark color, so either a navy blue or a black. But I'll be back when this front Mod Podge has dried so I can flip it over and do something to the back. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. Alright, so I'm going to use some black cardstock. These I trimmed down a little bit, so they're about 4.5 by 7, and they will fit perfectly along the back here in 2 pieces. So I'm just going to put some Mod Podge. Let's put it on here. Let's see. I think I'm just going to put the Mod Podge on this black paper itself. And put some here in the center of this O, in the center down here between these letters. Just push this down. So you can definitely will be able to see the L and the O a lot better. Because I've got Mod Podge all over the whole thing, maybe I'll just end up putting Mod Podge on the whole piece of this cardstock too. And then I'll go over the front of that cardstock with the Mod Podge, just so you get just have a nice consistent shade, because this is going to be shiny. And the black cardstock is not shiny, but now the Mod Podge is going to be shiny. I didn't want to do this because I didn't want the paper to curl on me, but I will just lay this down flat with something heavy pressing on top of it. Line this up. So now I'm just going to take the Mod Podge and just go over the black in the middle of these letters here. But this time I want to make the lines going the direction of the letters. I think that will look kind of neat. So the O, I've got the lines more curved, you know, the E kind of the direction that you would be with your pencil or pen to write the letter. Sorry, my camera is about to die, but I said I really like the way this looks. So I'm just going to go and let this dry, and I'll be back so you can see the final product when it's fully dry and up on display. Okay, so the sign is dry. It looks, I really like the way it looks. Although I think it needs a little bit of something around the edge, so I'm going to go find some ribbon or bling wrap or something for that. I'm going to set that aside, and we're going to work on, let me just do my light on there. That's easier. I can see better. Next thing I'm going to do is making out my dining room table for Valentine's, and I've got these candle holders, and I've wanted to do this for quite a while now. So I've got these two, and I'm going to paint them gold. Excuse me. I'm hoping I have enough gold paint right now. I may have to run to Walmart or something to go get another thing of spray paint. And I have this one here, and this is quite a large, actually, these are all quite large candle holders, same thing. I do like this. It does have this unique look to it, this finish, but it's not really my style, and it's been scratched. Now this candle holder came with this pillar candle, and I got it at a garage sale for $5 or $8. I can't remember what it was marked at, but I said the candle was worth $5. Even this by itself at a yard sale, you know, $5 for this. So you got $5 or $8 for the two of these. So I'm just gonna set the candle holder aside. So I've got this big pillar candle here to work with, and I've got a couple smaller little taper candles. I wasn't quite sure which one I wanted to work with, but I think I'm going to do the white ones. I'm going to leave the rose gold the way they are. I was going to add some stuff to these, but I think I'm just going to leave these as is. Now, I don't burn my candles, so I don't have to worry about if I glue anything on, how's it going to affect the burning of candles. I just use candles for decoration. So I've got some Valentine napkins here. So I got these ones here with all the hearts on it. And then I got this big one here. And I'm going to use this big one on this big candle, if I can get it one off. I think I bought these at the dollar store. I'm not quite sure. I've had these ones for so many years. In fact, these are the ones I usually just put on the dining room table. For Halloween, no, for Valentine's. I have got stacks of napkins that I use just for decoupage, and then I have stacks of napkins that I keep in my china cabinet that I actually use for the holiday. Therefore, just gotta get this to open. If I can. Go. So I don't know, I think these are just, look at that, that one ply came off. Let's see, do these have another ply? No, okay, I guess they're just 2-ply napkins. I'm just going to tear it. I've seen different people attach different ways to the candle. I've got my blow dryer here, so you can use the blow dryer. But I'm just going to use the Mod Podge just because for me, it's just, these candles are not going to be actually used. I just want, and I think I'm just going to put one on. So, let's see, I'm just going to flip it this way and see. I just hold this like this. Let's see, put here. Could I put two? Maybe I can put two. Put one up higher. And then have one at the back just below it. I can get two on there. One on the front and one on the back. Kind of have them staggered. Or do I want to have... This is where the fun part is. You get to decide how many hearts you want to put on this candle. Don't want the hearts to overlap or anything. You know what? I think I'm just going to do one. But I gotta fix this because it's all, you know, kind of jagged the way it tore here. So I'm just gonna just cut straight. There, and same with this. I just, well, the tearing just didn't quite look as nice as the straight trimmed edge for me. Just a little bit here, jagged corner. Just trim off those little jagged pieces. Oops. There. I'm just going to put the one on. I'm just going to grab my Mod Podge. It was sitting right here 1 minute ago. As It's now just on the other side of the camera, so just give me 1 second. Okay, I'm just gonna apply this the napkin to the candle using Mod Podge. I think that is just the easiest way for me to get this done. Like I said, I only use my candles for decoration. I don't actually burn them. So I don't think it's gonna really matter. And I'm almost out of Mod Podge, so I'm trying to dip it in and I'm not getting anything on my brush. I'm just gonna put it right here in the center. Just need some down. I'm just doing quick, easy, simple projects for Valentine's. Don't need to do a lot. I don't really overly decorate my house for every season. I mean, today is, I think today's the 3rd because it's a Friday morning. I've got some time. This morning my husband's at work, my kids are at school. I've got a few hours to myself in the morning. I think just the 1 heart's all I need on this. And I could always stick the second one on if I think I need to, but I think I'm just gonna go with just 1. Glue under the napkin. I'm trying to figure out why it's not sticking to the candle. Well, there's no glue under that part. There, now it's stuck. There. So I'm just gonna let that, I know it kind of bubbled on me. That's okay. I kind of like on some things to, when I'm making this type of stuff, I do like that look sometimes. And it just looks interesting on here. I'm gonna leave it. That's because I think my napkin tore and then it overlaps in one spot. So I'm just gonna leave it with some of those little brush strokes. There. So now I'm just gonna set, actually I think I'm gonna just put the second one on the back. I think it just kind of needs it because my dining room table is so big. There. Put some glue down. I wasn't going to, but decided, might as well. And again, I'm trying to get all my brush strokes going all in the same direction. So I'm just doing up and down. There, so that was easy. I got the 2 big hearts on this pillar candle. And I'm going to take the smaller one, and I'm going to actually try it with the blow dryer. Oh, I have something in my eye. Okay. Now for this one, I already had my napkin kind of figured out how to do this. Now when I open this napkin up, the hearts will be going in. If I can get this to open. So they said these ones have some of these cheap ones from the dollar store. Sometimes they just don't want to open. I'm trying to peel these backings off. Sometimes I have trouble. Except for that first one I did. I don't know, it's like the 2 pieces weren't even attached. But see, once you get it, you should be able to just peel it off. Now when I open up this, I've got the hearts now going in the 4 different directions. So I'm just gonna tear it because I know I do have to tear it so I get the 4 sections so I can get all the hearts going the same direction on my candles. Okay, so I gotta figure out. Even this one, I've got my hearts. They're going a couple different directions. So I'm just gonna cut out this. I'm just gonna cut these out in rows of 4. Quite sure how many I need. So I need like I'll need 8 hearts for rows. I'm going to do 2 rows on here, so I need 4 strips of 4 for each heart or for each candle. I do have one of those little water bottles, tool things, pens, whatever they are. I do like it for doing this. It does make it so much nicer than cutting, but in the middle of redoing my craft room and everything, and so I haven't come across them. Well, I did. I saw them the other day. I just not sure where they are at this exact moment. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 2 more. Trim off some of this extra paper and these extra little heart pieces. I'm just going to trim it just a little bit closer to the hearts. I'm going to trim these a little bit smaller so they look like this rather than like this. And I got to go get a piece of wax paper or parchment paper, so I think that will help. So I'll be back in just a few moments. Okay, I've got my strips cut out and kind of figured out where I want to lay them down. And I've got a piece of parchment paper. Tear it in half. I think it's a little bit too big of a piece. Push this down. I'm going to see how easy this works. I've never done this with a candle and a blow dryer, so we'll see how well this works. Just gonna say it's not working very well for me. Everything on my desk is blowing and this just is not working. So you know what, I'm not gonna do the blow dryer. I think it's gonna take so much longer, and now all my little strips I cut out are all across the table everywhere. 3, 5, 7, 8. Okay, I got them all back. I think I'm just going to go back and use the Mod Podge and just do it this way. This is going to be so loud and just, it's going to take a lot longer. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the glue on the back of the napkin. And then again, just line this up here. Yeah, this works so much easier for me. Just the Mod Podge is what I'm used to working with, so I'm just going to glue this on with the Mod Podge. Got the one candle half done, so I'm just going to flip it over and do the other. I'm just going to let that dry for a second. I'm just going to do this candle. So I'm just going to do this to both candles to get these hearts glued on to both. And then I'm going to wipe these down. I'm going to take these little hooks off. Take the little gemstones off. They're just on, I don't know. Just kind of clip on pretty easily. I can find where it starts like that. I'm going to take these little crystals off and give these a good wipe and spray these down with the gold spray paint. I'll be back when I'm in the garage spray painting. Okay, so I'm in my garage. I'm going to start with this larger one and I'm going to spray it this Rust-Oleum, so if I get the English side, Rust-Oleum Metallic, and it's the, what color is it's the very shiny metallic gold. I don't know how much spray paint I have. I'm just going to do this quick little strips like this. I don't know if I'm going to have enough to get the other two done. I'm not quite sure, so I'm just going to spray paint this one for now, and then I'm going to see if I have enough and do the other two, and then I will be back. All right, I All right, I decided to do these ones the same gold as well. I hope I have enough. I may have to run out later and buy another can of this. So I'm just going to see if I can get this third one. Now I will have to wait for this to dry, and then I'll have to flip them over and do the underneath. But I'm just trying to get some nice solid, light coat. Try not to spray too much, or I don't want to spray in my garage, but I'm just moving these around so I can just get any edges here, and then for the rest of it I will have to tip upside down to get underneath. So I think that I'm going to let this first coat dry. So I think when I do a second coat, when they're upside down, and I can finish getting them good. So I'm just going to let all three of these dry, and I'll be back in a couple hours and to do a second coat, but I'll tip them upside down. Okay, I just flipped these ones over and gave them a good coat. I had to tip them back this way because of the way this top is here. It is they don't want to stay upside down, but this one here, because of the way the top actually works like a base, so I'm just giving it the final coat. I'm almost out of spray paint, but I think I've got them all good and done now. I'm just going to give these quite a few hours to dry. Just trying to use up the last little bit of spray paint. I think I have. Nothing more is coming out, so I think I've actually used up that rest of this can of spray paint. So it was less than half a can of spray paint, and I was able to give all three of these candlesticks 2 coats. Not 2 full coats, like I still see a few spots of black showing through on this one, but I'm trying to use excuse me, I'm just trying to use up all the cans of spray paint I have before I go buy more spray paint. So that's all I'm trying to do. So that's why I had this one out. I also had this other one here, and it's also the Rust-Oleum metallic, and this is the rose gold. And I also had this one out, and I've got like less than a half a can of this one, maybe like a quarter of the can left. I wasn't sure how much I was gonna have, as I wasn't sure if I would run out of this. I've done this before where I'll use this as my base coat, and then I'll go over with another metallic, like I've never done it with the gold, and the rose gold. I've done it with the other gold with the copper over top. I've also done some of the browns with the copper or gold over top. Gives a really unique finishing look. So I still got some rose gold. This one is now garbage. So now I'll be back in a few hours after these have really had time to dry, and my candles have time to dry, and the other sign has had time to dry, and I'll be back with everything displayed. Okay, so while everything was in the garage drying, these were the little charms that I took off of the candle holder. There's 3 for each one. I want to give these just a quick coat of that rose gold, just to give these a little bit more, like I could keep them clear, but just to make them look a little bit nicer. Now I'm actually looking how much I like that being sprayed in the gold. I'm going to spray these in the rose gold. I also have these little jars. I got 3 of them. There is stuff in here. These are actually in my cupboard or my pantry for my tea. So my tea bags actually sit in here. So it's just a lot of loose tea. So I'm not wiping them out. I'm just going to spray paint the outside just to give them a nice quick makeover. So I got that one, and I got this one here. Just want to do, just to make them look a little fancier in the cupboard. But I got this one here that I really want to keep these little cutout parts white. So I'm just going to grab my painter's tape and move this down. Sorry, my camera just totally tipped over on me. So I'm just going to take the lid off. So these little cut places here, I'm just going to grab my painter's tape and the X-Acto knife. I'm just going to put right here. So I can keep this clear because I do like that. I'm just going to do that. And just take my X-Acto knife and just cut the tape. Like that. So I'm just going to do that to all of these just so I get a nice, just give it a nice look. So I'm going to spray paint these, probably the rose gold as well. So I will be back when I'm back in the garage painting. Okay, so this is the Rust-Oleum Metallic Rose Gold. It was working a minute ago. Nope, I just dropped the can and now it's not spraying. Oh. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, new plan. I've got 3 glass jars I'm going to be spray painting. So I got this Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Cover Paint and Primer. This is Gloss Ocean Mist. This is the Rust-Oleum Universal, so if I get to the English. This is the Paint and Primer in 1, any surface, and this is Sea Mist. And I have this Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Cover Paint and Primer, and this is the color Modern Mint. So I think I'm going to do this one with the Sea Mist. Because I'm just trying to use up whatever bit of spray paint I have in my garage. I think this one's almost empty. I hope I have enough to do the lid. So this is the lid for this one. So I gotta get this side of the that one is done, and I got this one here. I'm going to spray this one in the Ocean Mist. Okay, and then I see I missed some on this lid. I missed that spot. And then I've got this one more jar, which I'm going to have to wait because I don't have a surface to spray it on. And then I've got these that I was going to spray paint in the rose gold, but I dropped the can of spray paint and now it's not working. So I don't know, and I don't have any of the gold left either, so I'm just going to lay these out like this anyways. Maybe I'm going to see if I have I'm just going to see if there's anything left. I have found that sometimes if you leave the spray paint for a little while, sometimes you can get a little bit more to come out. But, oh, yeah, see? Like that. And then just roll them over. And just quickly spray the other side. So nothing's coming out. But there we go. Got those mostly sprayed. I'm just going to see if I have any other color that might look good with the gold. See, I don't think I have any metallic silver left or anything, but I'll be back when I get everything, when I've got these finished and they are dry, ready to put together. Then I will be back. Alright, I also have this little wooden tray, which I did paint in a rose gold or copper or whatever, copper gold or rose gold, whatever one it was, a couple of years ago, but I just want to update it as well while I'm out here. So I've got this can of the Valspar satin, interior, exterior for wood, metal, and more. I'm not sure the exact color, it just has this pink. I'm just trying to see if it has an actual color on here. On the side, oh. Cameo pink, okay. So I'm just gonna see if this will work, just so I can give this tray a nice update. And once you know, this can is not working either. I don't know. I've never used this spray paint. I don't know where it came from. Oh, see, it doesn't want to work. I don't know. I have never used this one. Like I said, I don't know where it came from. It was just in the shed or the garage. So it could be just so old. You can see the trigger. I have never used it, but you can see by the lid, it's been around for quite a while. So I guess I won't be spray painting it this pink. I guess I'll be using the other color that I thought I was going to use anyway. So just give me 1 second. Okay, this is the color I wanted to paint it, and then I saw that lighter pink, and I thought maybe I'll do a lighter pink, but I guess I'll do this one. This is the Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Cover Paint and Primer, and it's a gloss, and it's in berry pink. And I just love the look of this pink tray, or do this pink, having like my tray done this pink, and then having all my tea jars in those colors. It's just gonna make my counter, or my little cupboard where my tea sits, look really good. I'm just going to give a really good coat here. So I'm just going to spray paint this, and I'll be back when all this stuff is dry and I'm ready to display. I mean, the tea stuff was just a bonus, but I will have, when my candlesticks are dry and I've got them put together on my table, I'll be back for a final reveal. Okay, so here is the love sign, and I've just got a little plate stand. I'm just going to set it on the plate stand like that. So it's going to sit here on this little table by my front door. These little humidifier things are just sitting here. I was testing them out because they haven't been used in a few months. So they work, so I'm going to be moving them. And behind here I've got this large vase, and I'm going to be fixing this for spring florals, because up here I still have my winter and Christmas florals. I still have like a poinsettia and pine cones and bells everywhere in my home. But I'm going to show you my candlesticks. Okay, so over here in my dining room table, I've got the candlesticks and candles all set up and displayed. I do like how the candlesticks look. They will need another really good coat. This bottom one, there's a few spots along the bottom and under here and up in here where you can see I didn't have enough, but I had enough spray paint to do them, good enough for tonight, knowing that I do love this gold color. So it is a spray paint that I will be purchasing and having on hand. So I will be able to paint these. I also just painted these in a little bit of gold. I wish I could have had a different color because I would really love it to be just to stand out a little bit more, but using what I have. Same with this one. When I painted this one, it was doing good, except when it was upside down, then the paint started dripping off the globe. So I think if another, little light sanding of some of the drip marks and another just a good spray down this way would kind of hide some of this. You can see where it's just one coat and then the second coat and it's not quite perfect. But again, it was just using up the spray paint I have. So now these actually go together. I love them so much more. And same with the candles. Like, it's not a good job. It's not my best decoupage, I will say. But the thing is I do like the idea that I can take this napkin off. I can scrape it off and change it out for the next season if I wanted to. So I'm not stuck with paintbrush thing is stuck in there. It's gonna bug me. Okay, I'll just turn the candle around so I don't see it right now. Okay, so I can just kind of peel this off and put a different one on. Or my favorite way of actually doing this with my candles is I like the window clingers and straight pins. I've done that on so many of my candles, and it's so much easier to change out seasonally rather than this. I mean, you put a little push pin in and you get a little spot in the wax. It's easy to fix with just a little chunk of crayon actually melted into the candles, actually hides little dents. And this candle here, it actually did fall. So it's got this big chunk missing right here, and it's got a big chunk up here. I actually have the pieces that actually go there and go here, and I will be trying to figure out how to fix that. Just melting the wax back together, because that kind of bugs me. So it kind of makes it harder to have it on display if you can actually see that. But I don't mind for a first time ever decoupaging napkin on candles. It's the first time I've ever done it. So like I said, it's the first time decoupaging. It's going to be, mistakes are made. I know I didn't line these up. I've got some of my hearts overlapping some of the hearts, and then other spots I've got some spaces. So I actually used a few hearts here and there to fill in some of the spaces. But overall, I am happy with the way that they do look. Okay, I just wanted to say thank you so much to everybody who's watching my videos and subscribing to my channels, and I'll see you in my next videos. Bye.